ज्ञानाच्छिद्र घटोदरस्थितमः दीपप्रभस्वरम् ज्ञानं यस्य तु चक्षुरतिकरणद्वारा बहिस्पन्दते जानामीति तमेव भान्तम् अनुभात् एतत् समस्तं जगत् तस्मै श्री गुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्री दक्षिणामूर्तये. A lamp is lit, and on top of it, it is covered with a pot, and that pot has many holes. Like that, in this body of holes, 9 holes, that consciousness, that lamp of consciousness, shines through all the holes. And to that consciousness, Dakshinamurti, I bow down.
Dakshinamurti is the form of Shiva which gives all the teaching and liberation in silence, without uttering any word. All Updesha is in silence. Silence is the Updesha, instruction, and it is given in silence. And the devotee also becomes silent. Without taking any help from the mind or speech. We attain Brahman. Recognize this pure silence. By silence, not by mind. Keep mind out of the equation. Start where you have to end. Be silence. Our mind wants to fix so many things in this world. But when you realize there is no word, there is nothing which exists, then what you need to fix? For every activity, every interaction, we depend on our mind. How do you know that mind, whatever it is showing, is true? It's real. Everyone's mind shows things conditioned by it. Not everyone sees the same thing in the world. So many times it happened that a devotee came to Bhagavan and couldn't see Bhagavan. Sometimes they found that there was just an empty seat or there was some light there. This didn't happen only with Bhagavan, with so many saints and sages. Once someone asked Anandamayi Ma that, suddenly you disappeared, there was nothing but some light. What happened? She said, nothing, I didn't think about anything, but this bhav came to me that I am emptiness. Everything which disturbs us looks solid and firm and real. But we all know, and the science knows very clearly, everything is an empty space. Even when we look into an atom, there's more empty space than anything solid in it. It is only play of energy which appears to be something solid. It is the mysterious power of mind which makes us things appear and disappear. Everything comes from this shunya, from this emptiness. Everything just springs up. It comes into existence and it dissolves into existence immediately. So the one which stays always is nothingness, pure intelligence, Brahman, awareness. We all are that. Anything can be changed or destroyed except us. We always stays the same. Only problem is we don't know this truth. And we put our identity to things which keeps changing, which is going to die soon. We think we are that. We have put all our energy into this form, name and form. Name and form is also in it, but we are not restricted to name and form. And we are not one name and form. That nothingness, that shunya emptiness, is giving rise to so many name and forms, so many things. Through mind, take this jump, transcend your mind, and see the truth. Remember that we are not any form. We have no name. We have no mind. Mind belongs to the body. We are not the body. We exist without body. We exist with body. And again we go into existence without body. Body comes in between. Whether it stays or goes away, it does not affect our existence. Be happy and contented to know that you never die because you were never born. We get so impressed if something is old, 1 million years old, some rocks are hundreds of millions of years old, life of sun, life of moon, antique, people collect antique because they are old. But nothing is older than us. We came first, rest everything came after us. Let Dakshinamurti give this strength to all of us to never get drowned in this illusory world, creating artificial suffering and then crying for help. Know the truth and be free. Know the truth now, and you are eternally free. Freedom from whom? Freedom only from ignorance. Ignorance to whom? Ignorance to I am the body idea. I am the body idea is to whom? To ego, to I thought. Who is this I in us? which has a story, which suffers, which interacts. Question this deeply, humbly, honestly. Sit on this question. Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? This question will take us to the silence within. The real I transcends this I thought and merges into pure silence. Answer to the question, who am I, is nothing but self-realization. Self-realization will lead to self-abidance. Now you have jumped out of the mind slavery. You are no more in clutches of mind. Now you can say, I was always free. Only this I thought created a bondage which was false. Now I know I am pure awareness, unmoving stillness, unborn, eternal, uninvolved. Body moves, body speaks. I am pure stillness. Within this body, within everything, I am the truth behind everything. I am pure reality. I am that I am. Nothing beyond me. Keep contemplating on this truth all the time. Remembrance is the key. What makes us to forget the truth if it is being told? Be the devotee of pure silence. Keep your attention on silence, and then no thought can affect you. No thought will ever reach you. Be attentive, be aware. Then all this mind wandering, these ruminative, intrusive thoughts will disappear forever. Spend time in this silence for long enough for dissolution of mind, manonasha. Yesterday, a lady asked me a question that she is a meditator for many, many years, but that she doesn't want her mind to dissolve. She said, I am creative, I do things, I need my mind. Mind is nothing but bundle of thoughts, thousands of thoughts in a day. So 20 years of meditative practice with a fear of losing mind, so keeping it. We do self-sabotaging. We don't need any external person to disrupt our practice. This is only conditioning of the mind which speaks through ego. Don't dissolve me, keep me, I am useful. We want the truth, but we want the truth according to my conditioning, and this my is the ego. So we always miss the boat. We never find truth. To know truth, we have to surrender everything as it is. A man who is surrendering can't put conditions on surrender. That I will surrender if. This is the biggest problem with meditation. Meditation doesn't dissolve our ego. Rather, it gives boost to the ego that I have done 20 years of meditation. Self-inquiry is not meditation. Self-inquiry follows the path of Vedantic teaching. Shravan Manan Nididhyasana. You listen, you remember, you contemplate, and you live that as that. There is no meditation in it. Meditate means meditate on something, some object. What is object in self-inquiry? There is only subject. And self-inquiry teaches you that you are that subject. Just be that. None of the objects are you. Give up ownership of all objects, including mind and body. This is self-inquiry. In Sanskrit, it is called Atma Vichara. It is more investigation. When we say inquiry, we know that there are inquiry committees on different issues, team of people who try to find out what is wrong, what went wrong in this organization. So the inquiry committees are set up, isn't it? To find how to sort out the problem. The satsang is that inquiry committee to know the self. Because we all suffer from the same problem. We don't know where we stand, where we lost self. So let's talk about it, find it, and then be happy. Go home with the pure self. If people have to sleep, they can sleep with that self. If they have to work, they can work with that self. Investigate the truth, honestly, looking within. It's all within us. And this inquiry continues throughout the day. Once you have been told that you are not this body, you are not this mind, then what makes us still feel that I am the body and I am the mind? Nothing but an I thought. Investigate this I thought. When people ask for liberation and you bring up to this dissolution of mind, they completely disagree from you. They say, what about my hobbies? I love this, I love that. We are so much conditioned by our mind that we don't want to lose any toy. If a 60 years old man tells you that I have these toys I collected, my parents gave me when I was 5 years old, don't take them away, what would you say? Grow up. But problem is we don't want to grow up. We keep changing the toys. And then we will blame, oh, this self-inquiry doesn't work. Because what liberation means and what liberation takes us there, we are not interested. When we ask this question, we get the answer. Be honest. If you're still busy in toys, then just keep playing for a time being. Then come back after 10, 20 years or few hundred years after. But don't say the technique is false. You are loving that false I. Be in that. That is why Bhagavan has said again and again and again, this path, this method is for a very mature seeker who had enough of this word, enough. Enough of the slavery of mind. This simple understanding can take years and years. Wisdom slowly matures in most of the people. And that is why I most of the time say that mediocre approach, a lukewarm approach, doesn't work. It keeps the ego alive, and your inquiry is never very sharp, and you always keep missing it. There is something in us which also wants to keep the ego alive. We still find its usefulness. Be with the pure silence and attain your supreme bliss. This silence is the most sacred thing, most auspicious. So many of us has concept of God. This is that God, none other than you. When we discard all worldly forms which we think we are, which are happening in the mind dream. Mind dreams in dream and also in awakening state. This all is happening in awakened dream. But that pure silence is there right now. That source which is allowing it to happen, giving energy to everything. And the biggest evidence of it is that we know it is happening. This awareness comes from that only, from that silence. It is silent awareness. If we all are watching this, listening this, knowing this, definitely that awareness what we are is manifesting and observing. Keeping attention on this silence dissolves all our thoughts forever. We say shift your residence from mind to heart. Heart means the center, core, source. Where no activity is happening. Though no activity is happening, but it is intensely alert and aware. Maybe not aware of the world around us, but intensely aware of its own self. So the attention of the mind which was into your hobbies and these day-to-day toys, what you love, and the situations and beings, this is all drawn into it. What is mind? Mind is that instrument which is interacting, experiencing, getting annoyed, trying to get credit, guided by thoughts. When it becomes dispassionate about things, when it wants to know the truth, it becomes introverted. Now that introverted mind is actually becomes no mind, because mind needs some sort of support of an object, a being, a story, a situation. When you do it, use it to look inwards, you're taking away all its work. So it appears that this mind is now looking into the self. But that's not true. Because of your vairagya, your disinterest, that attention, when it focuses on self, you realize you are that self. And only self is knowing the self, not the mind. I don't know how complex this has become by this talk, but just be with that silence. We all are this pure energy. All the forms which we see of people, they come and go in this energy. No one is important, or everyone is equally important in this energy. Give away conditioning of your mind, which gives importance to family members, or the work you have done in this life, or something else. If you delete all this record, then everything is same. If you believe in socialism, then get rid of the mind. Then what is left is just same, equal, impartial. No conditioning. External forms give a variety, like a forest or a garden. Different flowers, different trees, they just add to the beauty. But they are all one. See everything from the eyes of wisdom. We all are one and same and pure. Someone was telling me it is easy to get rid of attachment, but I can't get rid of aversions. Aversions for the wrongdoing of people. Wrongdoing is conditioned by mind, but in truth, that energy is pure. That Brahman is pure, it has no fault of that energy. Like you can use electricity to run so many different instruments. You can do good work, you can do bad work. It is not fault of electricity. Bring your mind to heart and merge in this pure seeing. So mind cannot deceive you. No mind can deceive you. There are no losses here, no gains. We are Purn, complete, always. Mind discarded, conditioning gone. What is left is the pure bliss of the self. You don't borrow this bliss from anyone else. You don't have to go to a counselor or a psychologist or take drugs. You are this bliss. Grace is on all of us to abide in pure self. Grace comes in form of remembrance, in form of satsang. Reminders are pure grace, grace of the self within. Om Namo Bhagavate Shri Arunachal Ramana.